What's up, everybody? Mark here at Gilbo Realty, and today I want to cover a couple things on the Villages real quick. Inventory's way up over the last probably month. And right now I'm looking at Zillow, and there's about 344 listings with realtors in the Villages that are listed for sale. Then I go over here to the Villages website, and there's probably double that listed with the VLS. If you're not familiar with each one, the VLS is a Village's own salesperson system and proprietary software that they use to put their listings online. And then, of course, you have Zillow, who is just pulling the real estate agent listings from their broker and putting it on a website for you to see. But one thing that is for sure, I want everybody to know that there is no shortage, zero, of real estate listings in the Villages. There is no shortage at all. If anybody makes a video saying real estate is short, they're on something strong and probably had them checked for drugs and potentially some therapy. So I want you to understand that there's new builds going in down here in Dabney, which do not show up here on Zillow. Zillow actually stops. So right now it's down here where they're building all the new homes. But there's a ton of new homes going in. I mean, you're looking at hundreds. By the time you're done, a ton. There's a lot of lots for sale still. Looking for some properties. And so anyways, you will never have a hard time finding a new build in the Villages. And the new builds tend to be cheaper than the previously owned properties. And let me give you some examples that I can yank up here, hopefully real quick. 1,500 square foot, 370. I do find that when you get up near 2,000 square feet in the Villages new builds, it's the best deal. 2,000 square feet, 49. But if I keep looking here, I can find a 2,000 square foot home for less than that, about 50 grand, for about 439 right now. So you're getting near $200 a square foot on a lot of these homes, and they're slowly working their way down there. Now I will tell you that because new real estate listings with the Villages are cheaper than the previously sold homes, they usually don't have too much of an issue filling a neighborhood. I mean, it's definitely slowed down compared to what it was 2 years ago. I mean, I think from what some of my friends said was that, if you weren't there making a deposit, you lost the home in 15 minutes. I would tell you that those days are gone. That's not happening. It's slowed down that much. But on pre-existing inventory, it will be more expensive, and a lot of people ask why. Now, some of the excuses that I have seen were that, oh, look, I put a ton of landscaping in. I put in, closet organizers. There's just a ton of funny things that I see people making excuses why their home's a lot more money than a new build. But now here's a 1,900 square foot home for $579. This looks like a designer home. I could find that cheaper in the new build section. It's a nice home. There's nothing against this property. They bought this home at a time when, this is 2001, probably to end of 2020, where it was a little crazy. And you had to make the offer then, that minute, or you lost your house. You just weren't buying on that land. Somebody else was going to come nab it. Okay? So you get a lot of these people that say, oh, I put a ton of landscaping. I'm looking here. Does that look like a ton of landscaping to you? It's not. I don't see too many upgrades being done. I mean, even this, they have a couple palms, and it's a little bit nicer landscaping. But there's not a huge amount of stone. I think the Villages have a bunch of limits on what you can put in when it comes to landscaping, the type, the color. So there's only so much you can do. This is not a huge expense right here, putting this in. And I'll be honest with you, I prefer something basic like this, where I can make some minor changes of my own. I prefer no landscaping. Then I can put on what I want. I'm a big fan of that. Because what I do find is that, being a broker, I do find a lot of people are not very good at landscaping. And I would prefer to have something that I like thrown in there. Okay, like this is pretty basic. Like it, got some color to it. Okay. But besides that, you will not have an issue finding inventory anywhere in the Villages, whether I'm looking with a realtor or whether I'm looking with a Villages sales team. So, grab a weekend, grab a week. You could probably go to their little weekly tour thing they got going on for $100 a day. Go down there, stay, take a ride in a golf cart, see what's going on, and go look at all the open houses for, look at all these. Now, I will tell you, there's a ton of open houses going on all over the place, especially with realtors, with the villages themselves. They need to get people in these homes. The problem is also is that real estate rates are near 7 to 7.5%. Now, some of these are cash sales, obviously, but if you're looking to finance a house, let's say 40% of the villages are financed. Right now, that $350,000 house is now about $800 to $1,000 more per month in your budget. That's quite a bit. That's actually a lot. So for seniors that are retired and maybe on a fixed income, if they're coming here, the villages may not look too attractive at the moment. And we haven't even gotten into the issues with the Florida insurance, right? Issues that are going on there. There are people, no matter whether you're on the coast or whether you're in the inland more, are still having issues with insurance companies covering them. And if they are covered, they're seeing their rates go up $50, $100, $200, $300, $400 a year, which can bite into someone's retirement income, especially a fixed income. So the problem the Villages has is pricing people out of the market, especially with rates of 7%. So keep in mind to always stay within your budget. Make your offer based on the fact that you're trying to, keep a good, healthy living. You'd like to go out to eat every once in a while, right? You'd like to go to a movie and you'd like to go on vacation and, some trips every once in a while. And always make sure you make your offer based on the fact of what you can afford and based on the advice of your realtor and maybe even a village sales team. Just make sure that they know what the home is worth. And I'm going to make my offer based on the fact that I'm pretty sure, based on my experience in the industry, that we're going to see prices coming down in Florida all across the board. Now, people say, well, my prices went up again this year. Well, yeah, but nowhere near what it was the last 3 years. This year was up like 1% across the country, a little bit over 1%. Those will be heading into negative territories. You'll have negative growth in real estate, probably starting now, through I don't know how many years. That's anybody's guess. But you're going to see prices start coming down. They already are in about 75% of all the counties in the United States. And villages are lucky because they have some people that are moving here from outside of the state that like to come here. You call them snowbirds, obviously. There's people that are outside the country that don't mind buying here because there's a lot of activities. A lot of people their own age. They can go golfing. They can do pickleball. They do a bunch of stuff. Okay? So Villages does have one advantage. They've done very well in putting this together. What I don't like is all the roads and all the traffic. I think they probably could have planned that a little better. But, when they first started building this, that was a gig. Nobody really thought that far ahead. Unfortunately, it's a nice place compared to most places around Florida. This is a great community. So, keep an eye on what's going on in Villages. When someone says or makes a video that the Villages are getting low in inventory, that's probably some realtor over here that only has 300 and something listings. It sure isn't the staff of the Villages VLS. That's for sure. They have pre-owned. They have hundreds of new listings going on, and you will be able to find exactly what you want within your budget, anywhere from $200,000 all the way up to probably $1 million to $1.5 million. So, any questions? Feel free to type it below. Type what your opinion is down below. Feel free to give us some feedback. If you're into Villages, we would love to know what you think is going on. But right now, if I'm looking at all the inventory, there is no short of it down in Florida, and prices are coming down. And so take your time, be wise, and enjoy your purchase. Have fun.